go. The active voice and the passive voice. What are the differences? These two sentences might seem a little bit different. And yes, they are. Because the first one says the chef prepares the meal. Yeah. And also the second one says the meal is prepared by the chef. The only difference between the active and passive voice in terms of meaning is that the active voice focuses especially on the action, okay, on the action and also on the subject, the person that's making the action. Okay, the chef prepares the meal. On the other hand, the passive voice focuses, highlights the object of the sentence. Okay, the meal is prepared by the chef. Okay, so the active voice focuses on the subject, the chef, and the passive voice focuses on the object. The meal is prepared by the chef. Okay, that's the main difference. Also, yes, we have to review a little bit about the parts of a sentence, right? The chef is the person that makes the action. Prepares is the verb, is our action, and the meal is our object, is the one that's receiving the action. Okay, that's been affected by the action. Okay, and in the passive voice, we're going to use always the word by. Okay, by the chef. That's the person. Okay, we are going to see other examples. The active voice. The teacher explained the concept clearly. And the passive voice has to be the concept was explained clearly by the teacher. This is very important. The word by, this part of the sentence in a passive voice, is not mandatory. Okay, it's not mandatory to have this part of the sentence. It can be just the concept was explained clearly. That's it. Okay, because as we said in the passive voice, the subject is not important. What is important is the object and the verb. Okay. Yeah. Let's see other example. Active voice. The students submitted the assignments on time. The passive voice. The assignments were submitted on time by the students. We are focusing on the students rather than on the yes, no, I'm sorry. We are focusing on the assignments, okay, on the assignments rather than on the students. In the active voice, it was the opposite. Okay, we are focusing on the students rather than in the assignments. Okay. Now, let's see the last one. The active voice. The gardener planted new flowers in the garden. The passive voice has to be new flowers were planted in the garden by the gardener. Okay. As you can notice, in the passive voice, we are always going to see this verb, the verb to be, like in this case, the gardener planted new flowers. We do not see any verb to be, but in the passive voice, we see the word were, passive, that's verb to be. Here, the students submitted the assignments on time, not verb to be, but in the passive, the assignments were submitted on time by the students. Okay? Here as well, the teacher explained the concept clearly. In the passive, the concept was explained clearly by the teacher. Okay? Now, let's see another example. To state, to make you remember that we not always are going to we are not always are going to use the verb to be in the past form, maybe in the present form, like in this one. The chef prepares the meal. No verb to be, but in the passive, the meal is prepared by the chef. Okay, so we can see we are always going to see the verb to be. Okay, and the next word is going to be in the present perfect. Okay, the meal is prepared by the chef. The concept was explained clearly by the teacher. The assignments were submitted on time. The flowers were planted in the garden by the gardener. Okay? Let's see one example with an irregular verb. For example, okay, for example, um, my dogs were seen by my brother. Okay? My dogs were seen by my brother. Or for example, the loaves of bread were the loaves of bread are eaten by me every day. Okay, as you can see, we are using eaten. We are using the past perfect. Okay, that's it.